Hey guys, happy, what is it? Wednesday. I can't believe it. I don't know if this week's going by super fast or if it's super slow, which one it is, but hello, I'm so excited that you guys are here. We are just going to kind of go over what we're going to be doing this month because a lot of us have gotten our 4-in-1s and there are some of us that haven't got our 4-in-1s yet. And so we just kind of want to go over all of the things with you on what's working for us, what you can be implementing this month. I know you guys are going to probably hear a lot of repetition, okay? Not just from all three of us, but things that we've been saying to you all year pretty much, right? With that, you guys, I'm going to be super annoying about the organization and making sure that you are writing everything down. It is time now that you should have a notebook for your distributors. I have my own notebook for my distributors, my potentials, okay? Because my list is growing and growing and growing. And that's something that I just want to touch on really quick, you guys, is for those, maybe even not just for those of you that haven't got your 4-in-1, you guys drop a 1 in the chat if you have gotten your 4-in-1. Why don't you, I just want to see who has gotten theirs. And this is including last month too. I just want to see who's gotten theirs. Awesome. Okay. Because I this is for everybody, but this can, this is for those of you that maybe don't have your 4-in-1 too, is with those lists that we're making, you guys, they should always be growing, whether or not it's for distributors or for loyal customers. I know that we say, get a planner out, get a date, write down when they're going to be ready to sign up and all of those things, but we can't bank on them signing up that day. And there's things that come up. Life happens. I was supposed to have a distributor sign up at the end of the month last month, and her car, something like the belt flew off or something, and it ended up screwing up stuff, and she wasn't able to afford it. Now, did I still tell her like, hey, we can try to sell samples, or we can do this, or we can do that? And that's if you could make the money to pay for that car, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I had that conversation with her, but I also I didn't sit there and sulk about the fact that she didn't sign up because I knew that I had other people to talk to. And one other story that I have is this girl, the whole entire way to Tennessee. Okay. The whole entire way to Tennessee. I was voice messaging the crap out of this girl. Okay. She was very serious about wanting to get started. She was asking all of the questions. She had watched the videos. She was, just asking all of the right things. She was very serious about it. She wanted to make enough money where she could quit her full-time job. She was giving me dollar signs, telling me this is the amount that I need to make because I'm making this now and all of the things, right? And instead of me just focusing just on her, I was continuing to do the distributor host of posts and thanking the people for the host of posts and all that stuff, which we'll get into. But it was the day before the last day of the month, last month, I voice messaged her. I was like, are you ready? Do you have any more questions? Whatever. And she said, I just really don't think this is what I want to do right now. And me 2 years ago would have been upset. I would have been calling Rachel crying. Like, what did I do wrong? Why did she not want to sign up? But instead, I just told her, totally understandable. I get it. This bonus, this $5,000 bonus, it is a running clock. So the sooner that you get started, the more time that you have. But I wasn't disappointed that she told me no, because I had given her so much information and I had talked to her about so many things that I know one day, whether it's a year from now, a month from now, or next week, whenever it is, she's going to sign up with me. But I wasn't upset with the fact that she told me no, because I knew that I was growing my list. And so I was in other conversations. And I don't know about you guys, but with this whole voice messaging thing and getting people on the phone and talking to them has built this fire inside of me that I am excited to talk about this. I am excited to talk about this opportunity and the bonuses and all of the things. And I know that it is scary. And we say that every single time. We get it. We know getting them on the phone is terrifying. Voice messaging, scary. Okay. It just is. It's overwhelming sometimes. It's just going to be that way. But until you're consistently doing it all the time, you guys aren't going to feel comfortable about it. I still was nervous before I even hopped on here to talk to you guys. And I talk to you guys all day, every day. right? And so that's just a thing that we have to overcome. And it's that same thing that we always talk about, that you have to get uncomfortable to be comfortable, or to make changes. I guess you don't want to be comfortable. But anyways, but my point of that, you guys, is that you should still be doing all of the things every single day. You should still be doing distributor hosted posts. And I think that right now, for those of you that maybe you don't have your 4-in-1, or your goal is to finish your Christmas cash by this month, or whatever it is, you guys should be focusing on distributors, at least for the first half of the month, and which we should be focusing on distributors, all month long. But that's going to come where if you spend the first 15 days worrying about you put it in your mind that you are focused on wanting to sign distributors, and you are focused about the distributor hosted posts, the messages, consistently posting to your page, consistently posting to your stories. If you guys are on, and well, I guess you guys are all on our team. I'm sorry, I'm awkward today. But you can see we post about the opportunity every single day. Yes. Do you see us post about the gummies? Absolutely. Do you see us post about the cleanse? Yes. But you are going to see an opportunity post on our wall every single day, if not once or twice. Okay. Because we are being consistent with that, because we know that we're building our list. And whether or not, like that girl that I was just talking about that didn't sign up with me, she's still my friend. She's still my friend on there. She's still going to be watching. She's still going to be seeing. She's going to watch and see the success of not just me either, your team, or, and that doesn't have to be specifically your downline. I did a one-on-one for a sideline yesterday, and I was talking to her about that, is regardless of if it's your win, or it's your uplines win, your sidelines win, your downlines win, whatever it is, share it. We're all one team at the end of the day. Okay. We're all here for the same thing, different reasons. Right. And so if something good happens to me, like I've gotten two of my 4-in-1s, and I have my little graphic or whatever, post it on your story, cheer on those. Like you can see it on my story now. There's a bunch of them that I have on there. You don't have to necessarily have those wins yourself in order for it to be a win, for them to see it. Okay. For those people that are watching it. So that's how I'm going to start. I don't know if you guys want to hop in, or we just kind of want to popcorn off of that. Is that what we want to do?
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say with like the 4-in-1 is you guys are business. I don't know when you guys joined. If you've been in the business for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. If you joined within like 2 years ago or sooner, some of you just literally just joined. But our business used to be like, our motto was steps to success. And the reason was because it literally says it in the words, like steps to success. Here's what you have to do to lead yourself to success. And our steps to success used to be, what did it used to be? Four customers and 3 distributors a month, 3. So now it's literally easier. You have less, you have 4 customers and 1 distributor. That is your goal. But you guys, that is how people built to the top of this company. And it blows my mind when I hear that. And it might blow your mind when you hear that too, because we've got so caught up in like fast enrolling and like all these things that are still amazing. But if you just focus on the simple things and focus on the duplication, that is where your business grows. And I feel like the more that we get back to that and start implementing that for yourself and for your team and teaching that and doing that, you're going to duplicate to where your team is going to duplicate and literally explode, to where you're going to be like, okay, this is how it was possible for people to get to the top of the company by doing steps to success. Because if you are enrolling 4 customers and 1 team member a month, and you focus on teaching that 1 distributor to help get their 4-in-1, and then they're going to teach that to get their 4-in-1, and then they're going to teach their person. Can you like see how that's going to duplicate months after months if you were all consistently getting your 4-in-1? But it starts with you, and it starts with doing it once, because you can't have a duplication month after month after month if you're not doing it month after month. Does that make sense? Like if I just do it this month and they're like, cool, I got it, I'm done, I'm not going to do it for the next 2 months, nothing's going to duplicate, because I'm not putting in my work and doing that every single month. And so I feel like it's one of those things where you have to make the decision and be like, okay, here is my one goal. If I get nothing else accomplished this month but 4 customers and 1 distributor, that is a win, and that is your goal. Like think about that one thing. Don't think about doing multiple of them. Think about doing it once And then once you do it once, then you can go focus on like, oh my gosh, I just did that. Maybe I can do it again. And then challenge yourself to do it again. But don't focus on the big picture before you focus on the small picture, or you're going to get overwhelmed. So I wanted to say that first. And then I don't know. I mean, I have things to add about like what's working for me too, but like I liked what you said about the sharing your enrollments, because people are monkey see, monkey do. If people are on the fence about ordering a product, or they're on the fence about joining the business, and they see that somebody else took that leap of faith when they're like teeter-tottering thinking about it, they're more likely to be like, ah, dang, another girl joined her team. I need to just join because I've been thinking about it forever and I'm nervous, and that girl is probably nervous too. So I'm just going to jump in and do it. Does that make sense? Like people like come out of the woodworks and are like, okay, I'm finally ready to join. And that's one of the girls that joined I think she's on. Yeah, she's on here. She joined the very last day of the month in September. And I already had another 4 customers for my, another set of 4-in-1, but I hadn't had another distributor yet. And I was working and working and working. And I was telling Ariana, listen to this, and I might have told my team this too, but I was like, what the heck? Like I've been doing DT host all month. I've been doing all these things. I just need one more, person to join my team. And they're not like, my conversations aren't like being sealed. Like I'm not sealing the deal with them. What the heck? And I heard like God just tell me, like, you did the work, I will provide. Like I will provide for you and I will bring your harvest for you. You just have to be patient. And I kid you not, like right after that, Courtney messaged me on Instagram. And the last time that I talked to her was October 15th of last year, you guys. And she had been following me since all the way back there then. So we talked a year ago. She followed me the whole year. And she finally was like, I'm just ready to get started. And I feel like that just made me feel like as long as you're putting in the work, God will provide the extra. Like he'll put the pieces together for you, but you first have to put in the work to give him something to bless you with. If you're just sitting there and not doing the work, God can't be like, oh, here's this blessing and here's this blessing because you put in that work. Here's your harvest because you didn't plant any seeds to even get a harvest from. You know what I mean? And that seed was planted last October and it just harvested September 30th because I was consistent with that. And I honestly believe that if I would not have been consistent all month long in September, doing DT host posts, being consistent about posting about the business, doing all those things, I don't believe that God would have led Courtney to join my team at that time. But I feel like because I was like obedient to that and I was consistent with that, it was like that seed bloomed and then, you know what I mean? And so I don't know, it was just crazy to me. I like cried about it. It's fine. I was emotional, but yeah, I don't know. So I just feel like the power in the 4-in-1 is bigger than you can see it right now. You just have to like start yourself on it and you're going to see the snowball that's going to come from it and see the big picture that's going to come from it. And sometimes it even helps like seeing the big picture down the road to see. I love when like the Parkers talk about like stuff like this because they're like, or who's the other ones? The Duns. They always do stuff like this where they're like, all you have to do is get 4-in-1 and teach them. And like by the end of your 90 days, you're going to have this many people on your team and you're going to have this, like you'll be a diamond. You know what I mean? Like they just do the math for you. And I feel like that's like the big picture that if we like saw that in our future and then we did the little things, it will lead to that. But don't focus on having to get that right now. That's what it's going to lead to, but you have to start with the little things to get there. I'm like repeating myself, so if someone else wants to jump in.
I love it. I love this 4-in-1 system, you guys, because it is so simple. And like Courtney just mentioned, when you're doing the simple steps, it takes you to the bigger things in this business. And like Ariane just said, that's how the Duns went number 1 in this business. They just fulfilled their steps to success over and over and over again. And it is going to require you to now become a business owner and get organized. Don't let that be an excuse where it's like, I've always been unorganized or whatever, I'll do it later. You guys, you're never going to get to the next step if you're not willing to take ownership of what is required to accomplish that. It doesn't happen overnight. Just like what Courtney said, you have to be planting those seeds if you want to get any form of harvest, whether that's going to be new team members or customers. So make sure you are printing off your 4-in-1 sheets. And you guys, if you don't know where that is, it is in your eSuite. So it's super simple to find. All you have to do, I think, is just type in Christmas and like it pops up. There's just so many keywords. or play around with it. You're going to find it. It's the new bonus system. But something that I'm doing with that is printing off for all my girls who are working their businesses. So I contacted every single one of my distributors who I see that are showing up, because there's something that I am living by these days. I used to spend so much time focusing on people who were not showing up, who were taking my energy being like, why aren't they doing this? Like, I'm giving them the scripts, I'm doing the things. But you guys, put your energy where it's deserved and not preferred. So maybe I want to be working with that girl, but she doesn't want to be working. So I'm going to back off and I'm going to go respond to this person who's showing up in her stories, who's showing up, asking questions, doing the things. Make sure you're not just focusing on your 4-in-1, but if you have any form of team that you're reaching in and you're talking to those people too, because you're not only building yourself to future ranks, you're helping them expand, and that's going to duplicate so much faster as well. So like Courtney said, if you're not doing the work, there's nothing to duplicate, right? You can't do your system once and then hope that that person is going to build this team for you. That's not how this business works at all. You have to be constantly growing and going to that next level. So right now, just get laser focused. I don't know about you guys, but nobody has ever come to me and said, hey, if you do this 3 times, I'm going to give you $5,000. Like, has anybody ever had that happen? It's never happened. Maybe it did happen to you. I don't know, but it's never happened to me. So do not sleep on this opportunity. I don't care if you have 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days to finish your first round. You guys, this is so dang simple. And if you are doing host to post consistently, if you're doing follow-ups consistently, and you're making sure that you're also in your stories and on your wall consistently, because all of those 3 things work together to get you what you're needing, whether it's a customer or a distributor, you can accomplish that. Just, we've all seen magic happen at month end, where it's like all of a sudden you're signing all the customers and all of the distributors. That's because you did all the work leading up to that. It doesn't just roll in on that last day. So that is all I'm going to say, because otherwise I'm just going to repeat what everybody else said. But what we do want to share with you guys is things that are working for us. So I don't know who wants to go first, but I know Ariane's having crazy success with signing, and her team members are signing as well. So
yes, and then actually, okay, so that kind of leads into what I wanted to just lead off of that with you guys is there with the steps to success system, like the back the prior one that we had, the shopping spree was great. When I first started, like that's what I ran for. And literally I got my shopping spree and I was like, cool, that's all I need to do. And then I just kind of like stayed stagnant a little bit, but you know, they're giving our new distributors cash right away. And I think that that's just the coolest thing about this whole entire system is that, yes, it seems like it's so simple, right? It is so simple. And you're just like, there's no way that just by signing 4 loyal customers and 1 distributor, I'm going to be successful. But it is, because if you think about it, you're signing 4 loyal customers and 1 distributor, you're getting $150. Then you're teaching your team member to do the same thing, your new team member to do the same exact thing. And they're seeing that money right away. They joined to make money. I was in so many conversations with people prior of how soon am I going to start making money, right? We all get that question, right? And yes, we can make cash daily and weekly and all of that stuff, but they're going to be seeing that money right away. And then they're going to be excited and they're going to want to do it again. And that's when you're going to start popping your rubies left and right, because they're going to want to finish it for their Christmas cash. They're going to want to get those $500 weekly bonuses. They're going to want to do that. And then they're going to teach their team to do that. And it's just all going to be a domino effect. So like they were saying, you guys, we may not see the big boom, the big picture of what this 4-in-1 is going to do for us right now. Yes, the weekly bonuses are great. They've been one of my most favorite parts about this business is the weekly bonuses. But there's just, I don't know, there's just something about our new distributors being able to see that cash right away that is just going to shift that mindset, I feel like. So I'm glad that you guys said that. So on that note, talking about being focused, okay? So for me, I know I can mass enroll customers, okay? Maybe that's not you, but we have the tools. for you to be a mass enroller of customers. We do. At the end of the day, it's not a matter of if you're doing something wrong. It's just a matter of how much work are you actually putting into it. So obviously, I'm not going to get into talking about loyal customers. We all know how to do that. So am I still doing, product host to post? Yeah, absolutely. But what I'm really focusing on right now is I went back to doing the partnered up giveaway, whatever you guys call it, host to post. I've been doing those every single day because I do want to expand my network. Every single day. I want to get new people on my page when we're posting consistently. We're always in our stories, all of those things. People are watching. Okay. But I've been doing that. And then the distributor host to post, and I don't have it saved. I don't know if one of you guys want to put it in there. I know Courtney, you have it, I think, but that's what my laser focus has been on, is distributor host to post. Because again, if I know how to teach all of you guys how to mass enroll loyal customers, I can do that to one new distributor that I bring into my business. Okay. Just one. And we don't even have to teach them how to mass enroll. We just have to teach them how to sign forward. Right. And so I've been just strictly focusing on that. And then, like I was saying before and I do have this one, is just that simple thank you message. And it's going to be weird looking on here, but just thanking them every single day. Because at the end of the day, you guys, if we are doing the things that we're supposed to be doing every single day, if your minimum host to post are 10 host to post every single day, that's 10 people you can send that message to. That's 10 people that you can add to your potential list. Not everybody says yes, but 7 out of 10 of them, well, let's say 5 out of 10 of them are probably going to give you an excuse. You probably got 2 or 3 more that are going to say, yeah, I'm interested. No, I've never heard of it. And then you're just going to have the ones that are flat out no. Okay. And that's okay. That's okay. But you've also put it in their head. Even the ones that tell you no, you've put it in their head and they're going to start watching you. Right. And so between those two methods, that's what I've been doing to sign my distributors. Okay. There have been a few that I've done the distributor host to post to my wall, and I met them like a year ago, however long ago, and they see it again and then they comment on it, because you guys will find that when you do that own distributor host to post on your wall, like once a month or every couple of weeks or whatever it is, that just that simple, I think Courtney calls them the one-liner posts. When you do those, even with loyal customers, you're going to have like repeat offenders comment on those. Okay. Even though they haven't committed yet, they're going to comment again and be like, oh, I'm interested. And you're like, I've already talked to you about this, but at the end of the day, you're getting back into that conversation. And we have new tools now. We have the videos that Courtney and I made, and I have that live video. I can send you the YouTube link that Shay, Rachel, Amy, Ashley, and we did a opportunity live video. We had to take it down because it's non-compliant. So you can only send it through Messenger. But you guys can, we have all of the other things now that you could do that maybe you didn't have 2 months ago when you talked to them. Okay. And so we have to constantly do that pivot that we've been talking about, right? Yeah. So many resources for you guys to use. And I want to encourage you to lean on your upline. Lean on your upline. It's to work smarter, not harder. We're not sitting here to tell you that like you're incompetent to sign a distributor. You don't know what you're doing. Let me just do it. No, that is not the point of that whatsoever. That's just the point of, you've said all that you needed to say. Maybe they need to hear it from somebody else. Maybe they need to listen to our voice talk about it. There's all those different factors, and you guys have those things too, where you can listen to me talk about organization and host to post while I'm blue in the face. But you could get on a Zoom with like Jade Hooper or somebody else, and she could say something different that's kind of the same as me, but a little bit different. And you can be like, that's what clicked. Everybody's brain works that way. And so just don't be afraid to lean on your upline, send screenshots, just as if you're brand spanking new. It doesn't matter how long you've been in this business. We are your upline. We are your mentor. Do we let the birds fly when they're ready? Yeah. I don't even know if that's a thing or if that's a phrase, but if not, I just made it up. But we let you guys go and do it and do your own thing once you feel comfortable enough to do that. But that doesn't mean that you aren't welcome back into our into our chat. You're not welcome back to, or you're not welcome back to come ask us questions. Okay. So I really want you guys to focus on that. And if you haven't been doing it and you've not been having that success, like Alyssa put in the chat, go back to your upline and tell them, this is what I've been doing. Where's the disconnect? Because more times than most, you are going through the motions. You're like, I'm sending out the hosted post, I'm sending out this, I'm doing this, and I'm still not enrolling. Well, there's a disconnect there. There's a reason why you're not. And you are racking your brain with it because you're just going over and over and over with it. And all you have to do is just ask us and just literally tell us word for word, this is what I did today. And then we're going to be able to hopefully help you with what's, what maybe there's a wording that you need to change, or maybe there's a different method that you can try, but that's what we're here for. So lean on that, lean on us. So host a post is the main thing that I've been doing, and the thank yous. Okay. And then I've just been, honestly, when I message them, I can send it in the chat to you guys too, but I'm just sending them a message and just saying like, hey, I saw you commented on so-and-so's post about my work from home opportunity. Would you be interested in some more info? More times than most, they're saying yes. I've had people leave me on read or read or whatever, but that's going to happen. But more times than most, they say yes. And I'm simply just asking them, hey, are you familiar with, are you familiar with network marketing at all? And they're going to tell you yes or no. And more times than most, because you say network marketing and not like MLM or whatever, they're going to say no. And then I use another script after that, that's not a voice message. And it just kind of like briefly touches on a broad statement of what it is, but also a little bit, I don't know, I'll send it to you guys, but it's super simple. And then after that is when I send them the videos. At the end of that script, it says that. And then I just let them say, let me know when you're finished watching so I can answer any questions for you. And I'm just literally having them watch the video and letting the video do the work. And, that was the whole point of, Courtney and I putting together those 2 videos for you guys, is everything that they need to know it's right there. It's literally right there. You're going to have the questions of how much time do I need to have to do this business, and like all of those things. And that's when you voice message. And that's when you show your honesty as well. You can't be afraid anymore of trying to sugarcoat it and tell them, oh, especially if they want to earn an extra $2,000 a month. Like that girl that I was talking to, she wanted to make over $2,000 a month. I'm not going to tell her she can work her business an hour a day and it's going to be great. Okay. Because it's not. At the end of the day, you guys all know that. And so you can't be afraid of telling them the truth about how hard you work. Because if you aren't telling them how hard you work to get where you are, they're never going to get there. Or they're going to sign up and they're going to be like, this too much. This is too much for me. And then that's where, we get those nasty grams of people saying the business doesn't work and yada, yada. And I was told this, and, and so we have to stop trying to hide behind these walls of thinking that we're just trying to mass enroll these people and bring them into your business to fill a box, because that's literally what corporate is taking away from us. Okay. They're literally taking that like out of the equation right now and just saying, sign that one person up. So wouldn't you want that one person to be your runner, that one person that knows literally you've told them every honest truth about what we have to do, right? You want that person to be that person. You want that person to know those things. And so with that being said, with my new distributors, that's also what I've been doing, is because I have been honest with them and I've asked them their reasoning on, why is it that you want to join? So far, the three that I've signed, well, I just signed the one on Saturday. I haven't got her on a one-on-one yet, but the other 2 have not wanted to get on a one-on-one. The one girl, her son got sick, so she couldn't, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to. And I know that they're still seeing success without that, but I want you to understand, and Olivia's on here, and she went diamond in, what was it, Olivia, like 3 or 4 months. And she was the first one after so many years that I got her on a one-on-one as soon as she joined, within the first like week. And I had never done that before. And I got to know her. I got to know her why. I was awkward and uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, we're here to build that relationship. Okay. We're here to build the relationships. And if you're building relationships with your new team members and having fun, then they're going to have fun. And at the end of the day, you guys, I have some of my girls who, they're not in this chat and probably not even on this Zoom, but they're still here because of the friendship. They don't really work their business that much, but they still run an auto shipment, or they still order products here and there, and they're still around because of the friendships that we've built. And so we have to kind of remember that too, that I would give my left arm for the friendships that I've made in this business. Okay. And that would be one of the reasons why I do stick around. And so that is just for something to use for future, because I have not done that. But really what I've been doing, you guys, is after they do their startup post, I am having them put up a interaction post on their wall. Okay. And whether like I think for all 3 of them, I did the grandmother's name one. I can send it to you guys, but it's just saying, my friend's looking for a name or something like that. Tell me your grandmother's name or whatever it is. I don't remember, but I'm having them put it up because you guys, that post is blowing up, right? And like I said, you can do it as an interaction post or you can do it as a giveaway post. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but I'm having them do that as their second post, because so many times we have them watch the host to post video. We have them start sending out messages right away. And they're immediately, a lot of them are going to get discouraged because they're like, nobody wants to support me. Nobody's answering me. And they're already seeing the people, they're seeing that bubble there and nobody responding, right? They're seeing themselves be left on red. They're seeing the no's, they're seeing all of those things, and it can get discouraging. So by getting that post up, they're getting more up, and I'm teaching them partnered up right away. The giveaway host to post. I'm teaching them that right away to expand their network. And then once those are blowing up, then they're putting up the product post. And so I've kind of done it a little bit backwards, because before I would have them put a product post on their wall, and then I would have them immediately go into host to post with the product. And because I've shifted it where I'm having them start with partnered up, they're not even touching their network, really. They're already expanding. They're already getting new people into their network, and they have no idea that they just started yesterday, because the people in their network are going to know, like, oh, she started this new thing. She just did a post yesterday, which I'm sure people will go back and like creep on their pages and see that, but they're going to be more than willing to post for them. And then they're going to see those wins right away again. And then I'm also teaching them the distributor host to post as well. And so I'm not doing it all in one day, but I am having them know about the distributor host to post, partnered up, and product. So I'm giving it to them by like day 3 or 4. They already know every kind of host to post that we have. And I know that kind of seems like it's like rushing into it, but in a sense, the partnered up and the product host to post are like hand in hand. You know what I mean? Because I'm teaching them partnered up first before the product one. So it's like hand in hand. And then the distributor one. And then my other distributor, then my other new girl, she is just, I told her to make a list. Okay. And so I told her to make a list of family and friends that she thinks would buy from her to support her, and to make a list of people that she would think would need the money or want to make money with her. And now her lists weren't very long, because she didn't think that she would have that support. And we've all been there, because I don't know if you guys were around back in the day when they had us do our hundreds list. It was called a hundreds list, and it was actually in the planner that It Works made us. And you wrote down 100 people that you knew that you came into contact, and we were writing people down like our dentist, the receptionist at whatever, like people like that. And so it's basically like a mini hundreds list. And so I'm having them do that. And then I can send Alyssa and Courtney, I can send you guys the script that I have for that, for once they do have their lists. And my new girl, she was like, the only person I know is my sister. I'm like, great. Do we talk to her now, or do you want to talk to her first, or like what? And I'm not beating around the bush with it. That's not the girl that just signed, my new girl that just signed a distributor was from a distributor host a post, but I'm not beating around the bush about that, because at the end of the day, you guys, this sounds so weird to us because we never used to do this, where we would never teach our newbies to sign distributors right away, at least. Or at least I didn't. So it's kind of a mindset shift for me as well. But I think, again, by doing it that way, has really been what's been helping me. And then just letting them know, like, when I've been getting a post to post, I've been in conversation with them. I'm all training them all individually, but I'm letting them know, like, hey, I just sent my 35 messages out and I have 4 host to posts up already. Where are you at? And so I'm showing them that I'm doing the things too. I'm not just here to dictate. I'm not just here to show you, like, this is what you need to be doing. Now go and get and do it. I'm actually showing them, like, I'm physically doing this stuff with you too. And then I'm obviously like giving them posts and stuff to put on their wall and in their stories and all of that stuff. So basically I'm holding hands with them, if that answers your question. I think that's all.
Yeah, I love that. And I had something to add about our videos that we made. So when you're, talking to potentials and you're sending the videos that Ariane and I made, oh my gosh, I can't talk. I had something come up in a power hour that I did the other morning because a girl was asking me something about like she wasn't creating connection with her conversations. Like she felt like she sent the videos and they like never responded, or like it wasn't going anywhere. And it kind of just like clicked in my head in that moment, because of course my first thing was like, okay, well, you have to follow up with them because some people get busy and whatnot. And I'll talk about that, what I'm doing for that in a second. But the other thing clicked for me and I was like, well, it's working really well for me, but I'm in the video. And I'm not saying that you have to go out and make all these videos. That's not what I'm saying. But I was like, what if you, like, my wheels were like turning and I was like, what if you like sent her a voice message right before you sent these videos? Like, I don't do this because like I'm in the video, so I can introduce myself in the video because that's what I tell my story. But if you're not in that, record a voice message right before you send them the video and say, a little bit about your story. So say like, I love that you can work that, I love that. So I'm like being so confusing. My PDT conversation looks like, I'm like, how far back do I go? Like, it doesn't make sense unless I go all the way back. My conversation looks like, first I send the message and I'm like, hey, like say they message me opportunity. I'm going to say, perfect. I would love to share more info about the opportunity with you. What do you personally do right now? Like, are you a college student? Do you work full-time, part-time? Like, tell me a little bit about you. So if they respond back and they say, yes, I work full-time. So my next message is normally, perfect. I love how you can work this business, even when having a full-time job from your phone. Can I send you a video that tells you more? So that's what I send them, is a message. But I was like, if you're not me or Ariane who's in the video, it might be helpful instead of sending that message, you create a voice message that says that same thing, like, perfect, I love how you can work this business, with any schedule, even with having your full-time job and making an extra income from your phone. I joined when I was a broke college student and I was looking for extra income. And so far it's helped me do blah, 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 blah. Tell them a little glimpse about you so that they can, one, hear your voice, hear your story, and then say, can I send you a video that explains more? And then send them the video, because then they're hearing you, your voice, your story, then they're hearing my story, Ariane's story. And so maybe that would connect it more to where they get that personal touch with you first. So that's like a tip that we were talking about, like on the spot on that power hour. So I wanted to share that too, because I feel like that could connect the disconnect that Ariane was talking about. Some of you might have a disconnect with some of those conversations. I feel like that might connect that a little bit more. So that might help with that. And pre-record these. So like I was saying, when I send these videos, there's people, you guys, when you send a video, people are at work or they're like getting their kids in the bathtub or they're putting their kids to bed or making supper. So when somebody gets a video, their first thought is probably like, okay, well, I'm about to get my kids in the bath, so I'm going to watch that when I go, downstairs and go sit in front of the TV. Well, then they go down, they get done, giving their kids a bath and they forget about it, right? We're normal. I forget about messages I get all the time. So you have to follow up with them. They're not just ignoring you or watching the video and not telling you. People forget and people get busy. And so what I did, I used to send text messages saying like, hey, did you watch that video? Hey, did you watch that video? And it got super annoying for me. And so Ariane gave me this tip that she was sending voice messages. And so I started doing that and it's working so dang well. And if anyone wants them, I can forward them to you on Facebook Messenger so that you can like recreate them. But I just did it. I sent them to myself on Facebook. So you can literally type in your own name on Messenger, send yourself a voice message, and then forward it to whoever you need to send it to. So like when I'm going through in the morning and doing follow-ups and I see that I sent somebody the first video yesterday and they never responded, I'm going to go back to my own messages, my voice message that talks about the first video follow-up, and I'm going to forward it to that person. And it's going to follow up with them through that voice message. And I'm not having to resend it 50,000 times, or I'm not having to like re-say it 50,000 times. So that has been working so well. So I feel like if you take like 30 minutes one day to prepare yourself and create those voice messages for yourself, it's going to save you so much time and save you so many nerves too. Like if you get nervous voice messaging, take one day to record them and you never have to think about it again. Like I don't have to sit there and think, okay, now I have to voice message this girl and like hope that I say it right and hope that my voice sounds okay and like get nervous because it's already done and I can just resend it over and over and over and over again. So work smarter, not harder. And then what's working for me, obviously I'm doing for loyal customers, I'm doing product host posts, the weight loss 10 pounds a month. That's been working super well. And then product posts for all the people who come to my page from host posts, that like catches a lot of those people with my normal product posts. And then obviously follow-ups are super huge. I follow up with people the very next day and then I keep the conversation going and keep following up to keep jogging that conversation and keep it going, because the longer that you go in between those times, the more they're going to forget about it. And then they're going to be like, who is this girl? Oh yeah, I talked to her a week ago about this product. I'm good. You know what I mean? Versus if it's the very next day, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I was interested in that yesterday. Here's my questions, or here's, continuing the conversation. And then for distributor host post is like my jam right now. And even actually a couple of my DTs this month have been people that have just been following my page, but I'm so consistent with DT host posts. I said this on a morning power hour too, that it's like I'm talking to so many people that it detaches me from that outcome. Like Ariane was saying, like, I'm not so like, well, I'm only talking to 3 people. So I need all 3 people to join because I only have them. I'm talking to so many people that I'm like, I know some people aren't going to be interested. I know some people are going to tell me no. I know some people are going to join me 6 months from now, but like, where's the person that's ready to get started right now? You know what I mean? Like, it kind of like gives you more freedom and like relaxed state of mind, because you're like swimming in this like sea of potentials instead of like on an island and you're stuck with 2 potentials and that's all you have, you know what I mean, without any other choice, you know what I mean? And so that's been helping me a ton with my mindset, because I'm not like so desperate for one specific PT to join. I'm just there to explain it to them, have the conversation for my passion and that conversation about the business, and then they get to make the decision. And it's the people who are truly ready to get started that are the right people that are joining from all of those conversations, if that makes sense. So that's working super well for me, DT host post. And then also just like attraction marketing, which is the consistent things that we do every day. Like Ariane said, posting on your page every single day about the opportunity, posting on your stories all the time, posting your enrollment, and that can be customer enrollments too. So say you're like, well, I haven't enrolled a DT yet this month, but you've enrolled 6 customers. You better be posting every single time that you enroll a customer, because that also pours belief into your potentials that are watching you, wondering like, do people actually buy these products? And then I'm posting like new customer, like they're seeing that and they're like, okay, well, this business must work because she's enrolling customers and she's going to be training me. And so I can enroll customers too when I get started. Does that make sense? So kind of use that to your benefit as well. And then the other thing, one last thing, kind of from the beginning of what we were talking about with focusing on like what you need. So I always say, like, if you're really good at signing customers, you need to be focusing hardcore on the distributor aspect, because you know that you can sign customers. And that was me, where I had to be like, okay, I know I can sign customers with post to post pretty easily because I can do it and do it and do it and just mindlessly. But distributors came a little bit harder for me because I got out of that rhythm. And so I really had to like go ham on that for myself. And now I'm back in that routine of like consistently enrolling, even though I still know how to enroll customers, if that makes sense. And so focusing on what you need, but also remembering now you need both. I mean, we always needed both, but now you literally need both to get your bonuses, to reach your steps to success, to duplicate your teams. You need both customers and distributors. So yes, not one or the other. So you can't just like only post about the products and think that your business is going to be amazing, or you can't only post about the opportunity and think that your business is going to be amazing. So like having a good mix of both and getting in a good routine of like I have a routine with myself of like when I post about products, when I post product posts, and when I post opportunity posts, and how I go back and forth between product stories and business stories, like every other on my stories, like just getting in a good routine of that and making that natural instead of like only posting about the opportunity when you're like, okay, I got my 4 customers. Now I need a DT. So now I'm going to start posting with the opportunity. You know what I mean? Because that work is going to come first and then the DTs are going to come. And some of those DTs that I'm enrolling, this month already are not from work that I've put in this month. They're work that I put in September and in August, and now they're just starting to actually enroll. Does that make sense? And so the sooner that you start picking that up and making that consistent for yourself, you're going to be helping yourself down the road to where you're going to be able to do 4 and 1, 4 and 1, 4 and 1. But you first have to do that consistent work. So yeah, that's all I got.
I love it. I feel like I'm just gonna repeat everything you guys said. So instead of repeating the process, I feel like I need to pound it into your heads a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. But this business is all about building relationships, you guys. On the hard days, I can promise you that's the reason why you stick it out, is because you built a relationship with somebody in the business. The same is going to go for when you're planting those seeds into your future potential distributors as well. And I know when we talk to you guys about sending voice notes, it can feel really scary, and it still makes my heart pound, just like Ariane said, like, before I hop on Zooms, I'm still sweating, and I've almost been in this business for 5 years. But that's just the way it is, and it's something that you just work through, and confidence comes from consistency in this. So if you're super confident in signing customers and you need to focus more on signing distributors, then do that and work through that fear and ask your upline, like, how to do this, like, how am I going to do this? How do I have this conversation? Because I know sometimes it's easy to reach out, but then it's hard to give the details or whatever the case is. So something that I like to do with my voice notes, and I do this a lot for my stories, is, especially if I'm talking about product, but I will jump on my computer in Word. I will type up exactly what I want that voice memo to say, and I will read it out loud over and over and over again until it sounds natural. So it doesn't sound like you're reading something, and you know where to get excited. You can caps on some words, like do whatever you need to do wherever you feel awkward to make you feel more confident. So I will read it over and over again to myself, just like Courtney said. Go to your messenger, type in your name, you're going to pop up. This is where I send a lot of scripts to myself, different training videos that I've loved. It's kind of just like file now, and I will read it over and over again. I'll re-listen to it, see if it sounds weird or not, and I'll do it again. So take a day to do those different voice memos, type them up, read them out, and then you're going to have them, and it's done, and you don't have to think about it when you're in the car with your kids or you're grocery shopping or doing the things. It is there. But also make sure you're following up with people, because especially I find when you're sending voice memos, people are busy, people are living their lives. We're sitting behind our phones working in the moment, but those people aren't in that moment. And it's so easy for them to see that there's a voice memo and they're not in a place to listen to it either. And then they can go home and they can forget that you even sent that message. So a lot of times what I'll do with my pre-conversation, I'll ask about what they do for work. And if they do work full time, before I send them a voice note, I say, hey, are you in a place that would be okay if I send you some voice memos? I'm just super excited and I have some things that I want to tell you, or whatever the case is. You just make it sound super natural and then you send that over. So I found there's bugs flying on my computer. Stupid ring light is attracting all the fall beetles. But that is what I do. I just double check, because I also remember when I was working full time and I'd get people sending me voice memos or needing training. I'm like, I can't, I'm like in the doctor's office working, like I can't listen right now. And I would forget. So it's so natural. People aren't ignoring you. So don't take those things personally. And you guys, the best thing in this business is to feel overwhelmed. I tell this to all my girls when they're like, my host posts are blowing up. I'm in all these conversations. I'm like, would you rather be underwhelmed with no conversations than overwhelmed with all these seeds being planted? Because not everybody's going to sign up, especially right now. It could be in the future, but this allows you to build relationships with those people as well. So those people that I'm talking to automatically become my interaction list as well when I'm working every single day, because we should be interacting every day. And I'm not going to waste my time interacting on people that have never wanted to host a post for me or never wanted to do things. All these people that are potential leads are going to get my love first thing. I'm going to watch their stories. I'm going to comment on absolutely everything, so they never forget about me and what I have to offer. Because you guys, people's lives change every 6 to 9 months. 9 months, someone could be pregnant, having a baby. 9 months, 6 months, people are losing their jobs, changing jobs, moving, like getting divorced, unfortunately. But all these different things happen in life where people need an opportunity, or people are sick of their COVID wait. Whatever the case is, I had a customer sign yesterday who messaged me last November, and then she lost her job. But then she messaged me and said, I finally have a job and I'm ready to order a triple threat. You guys, that is just because you're having those conversations. You never know when the seeds are going to be planted, right? Or you know when the seeds are planting. You don't know when it's going to be harvest time, but you're doing your part. That is what our job is. And again, you can't just be posting about product and expect your business to grow. You can't only be posting about the business and expect your business to grow either. It is so important to do the combo, but also to show your life. If people want products, they can go to Walmart. They're following you for a reason. They want to get to know you for a reason, and you are their answer to either changing their lives financially or changing their health. So own that, take responsibility for it. I told my new girls this morning, if you are going around, if you had a brick and mortar shop and you were going around and you're giving out pamphlets and here, this is a 20% off coupon code, come to my store, but then they come to your store and the door's locked, they can't talk to you, right? So the same goes for your business in this. You can't be doing host to post and they come to your page and you have absolutely no stories. You have absolutely nothing interesting on your feed. Everything goes hand in hand, and people don't know if you don't show. Okay, so if you're only talking about product, they have no idea they can join your team. They have no idea what you're doing. If you're only talking about the business, they have no idea what you're even selling. So you need to do all the things. You need to show how you fit it into life, how flexible this business is, and show everybody's wins. If you're brand new and you're not having wins, jump into all of our stories. I just went to Ariane's story and I stole her foreign ones and I put those in my stories, because we need to show these wins, you guys. That's what gets people excited, because their friends are telling them that business doesn't work. Why would you do that? That business is never going to work for you. I tried that, didn't work for me. And they'll go, this girl's business is working for her. She's getting enrollments. Her team is winning. Look at this person earned $750 in bonuses, 300, 150. You need to show those things so that people build that confidence. So I don't want to go over any host of hosts because you guys did, but that's all I have to say.
I just have one last thing I want to say is you were talking so I was talking about the list. Melissa was talking about interaction. Courtney's talking about being consistent, like all of the things, right, guys? So make it a point every single day if you know, say, you're going to go post an opportunity post, right? You're going to have your list right there. Go take that extra 10 minutes to go through your list and go and interact on your potentials page and then post to your wall. And same with your loyal customers, you guys. It's all a process. And the thing is like, we think that they're all just going to see it and that they're just going to like come to us. But when we're organized within our business, because at the end of the day, you guys, are you working this like a business? Are you working this like for career money, or are you just doing this just for whatever? And I mean, and if you're doing it for nail money, I mean, you should still be working the business for like, it's for nail money. Okay. Cause nails are expensive. But you know, just having those extra steps is going to, it seems annoying. Okay. And I'm sure that I seem so annoying when I'm like, write it freaking down, go buy a pack of highlighters, get 50 notebooks and all of the planners. If you see one, just buy it because you're going to need it, because I'm going to tell you to use it. Right. Just kidding. But seriously, you guys, get organized in your own way, even if it's organized chaos, whatever, but having those lists in front of you is what is going to make that difference. And going back to my list that I'm sending to my new distributors to tell them, who do you know that you think would buy from you? And who do you know that would want to join this business? Make that list for yourself. Start back as if you are a new distributor yourself. And think about those people that you interact and talk to on the daily, not just the people that are on your social media. My first 4 customers that I got when I first started were my coworkers that I was working with. I was like, they asked me, what do I need to buy? I said, I have no idea. Pick something. That's what I need you to do. And they all bought a product from me because they like me. Right. And at the end of the day, you guys, people are not joining this business because it works. They're joining this business because it's you that they're talking to. It's you that they feel comfortable with. And same with the products. I have so many of my customers tell me they've literally signed with me because I'm so excited about them. They're like, you have me so excited about this product. So yes, give me it, add it to my cart. Okay. And so we have to just keep that in mind, that we have to be in that excited mindset, because, and again, building those relationships, because at the end of the day, you guys are joining you, and those customers, even that you're building those relationships with, are going to stick around and feel comfortable with you. If there's something that's not working, they're not going to try to hide behind a canceled loyal customer account, right? Where now we get the emails from, I was excited about it first and I'm not anymore. But they aren't going to hide from you anymore. They're going to reach out to you and be like, hey, you know what? I haven't really lost that much from the gummies. What do you recommend I switch my product to? Or is there something I can add to them or something? They're going to feel more comfortable to come to you that way if we're building those relationships. So that's all I have to say. Courtney, Alyssa, do you have anything else? No? You guys don't? You want me to close? Okay. All right. Well, I love you guys so much. I really want you guys like implement everything that we're saying. I know that we say that every single time, but do the things that we're saying. It's working. If you're confused on anything that we said tonight, please reach out to us or ask in the chat. Let us talk to you about it. We're not going to hold back any information from you. I promise. So if there's something that you are like, I really liked what you said about this. How are you doing it? Or, how many messages are you sending? Anything. Those are not silly questions, guys. They're not silly. Okay. We want to know not just where your strengths are. We see where your strengths are. We read our eSuite reports every single day. We know where your strengths are, but we need to know where your weaknesses are and where you feel like you're struggling, because, sometimes it's just your mindset. A lot of times people think that they can't get their distributors to work because they are not a good leader. And that's more times than most, that's not the case. That's not the case. Okay. So that being said, how much do you recommend doing daily? That would be broken down individually. We can just I don't know who your upline is, Jessica, but just reach out to your upline and they can break it down for you. We have like our KPI task list. We have like all of those things. And at the end of the day, you guys, I'm just speaking on that for 1 second and I don't want to go to forever because you guys know I can talk forever. But it's not necessarily a time limit on what you do every single day. It's just, do you want 10 hosts to post up today? Okay. Do you have 10 hosts to post up today? And if you don't, then you haven't reached your goal and you have to go send more messages. It's not a matter of like, well, I messaged for 30 minutes today. It's a matter of, did you send enough messages out to get those 10 hosted posts up? So I hope that makes sense. So, all right. I hope you guys have a great night. I'm super excited for this month, and you guys, let's just go hard. Okay. And I want to see everybody's wins. I want to see everybody's, even if they're small for you. Okay. All right. Love you guys.